nhỏ, niềm tâm sự ai thấu rõ cho.
Flowing towards the north. The imperial capital of Hue is renowned for its diverse and iconic feudal architecture in Vietnam during the 19th century, including palaces, shrines, mausoleums, and mansions. Among them, the prominent architecture system of Ruong House has been passed down through generations of the people of Hue. The palaces, as well as the traditional Ruong House architecture system in Hue, have never separated from the folk architectural tradition, strongly embodying the Vietnamese identity. Ruong House can be understood as an ancient architectural style that emerged around the 17th century. It is a type of house with a structural system of wooden columns and beams, entirely connected by wooden joinery and dowels, allowing for easy assembly and disassembly. The architectural system of Hue's houses is extremely diverse and rich. The characteristic of Ruong House architecture in Hue is that it's not grand and imposing like that in the northern region. In 1822, Emperor Minh Mang issued a law stipulating that architecture and constructions in general should not be larger than those of the emperors. Under feudal dynasties, they adhered to strict regulations based on the classic of changes and feng shui principles. Structures tend to have a broader layout rather than towering height. Throughout the 13 emperors of the Nguyen Dynasty and the administrative development of the Mandarin system, the living needs of the noble classes led to the formation of garden house complexes and zong houses. In the past, they were often arranged in the shape of the letters Din, Gong, Ko. It is difficult to fully express the emotions that arise within each person when returning to Hue, where we deeply appreciate and take pride in the invaluable heritage left by our ancestors. This motivates us to explore further in order to foster our creativity and to carry on the knowledge of traditional architectural construction. To construct a traditional house, it is vital to follow the principles passed down from generation to generation. For construction artisans, after determining the location of the house, they proceed to establish the central axis of symmetry within the building, based on the principles of feng shui. To build a zong house, the first step is to determine the central point, known as the Zapchuang point. The axis of symmetry of the house is determined by the ridgeline of the roof rafters, known as the Zhao Nguyen. In the architecture of zong houses in Hue, columns are slender and delicate. Each column consists of the following components: column joinery slits, column capital, and column shaft. Column bases are commonly made of solid stone and come in various shapes. The allocation of column positions serves as the basis for separating interior space within the house. Under the eyes of young enthusiasts passionate about traditional architecture, the term Zan Cha Zong House System brings forth novelty and excitement. We wonder how to reproduce and create zong houses with the creative energy of youth. In architectural term, zong house system refers to the entire interconnected wooden components, both vertically and horizontally, that form the structural framework of the house. Huan Kui is the main frame of the building in zong house structural system. It is a flexible transformation, conveniently assembled in modular units for easy dismantling, reconstruction, and versatile in multi-usage applications. When necessary, one can disassemble and reassemble using traditional joinery techniques and wooden dowels. In the central region, the term vai refers to the entire structural system comprising of columns, rafters, chen beams. Keochong, overlapping rafters, comprise of multiple rafters placed on top of each other, with the tail of the upper rafter supported by the head of its lower counterpart. Overlapping rafters create a distinctive feature of the wooden houses in the central region. According to notes of art researchers, the carving techniques on purlins is not as intricate as those on rafters. Decorative motifs usually featured stylized floral patterns along the length of wooden purlins, often in rectangular configurations. Wood carving art of Hui's Zong houses is characterized by delicate expression and shallow carving techniques. The Mo Gu component resembles the beak of a dove. Tam Sun tri-summit and Van swastika pattern raised upon the decorative edges of rafter tails. The head of the rafter is carved into a Kon Ku dragon variant. From the head to the tail, it is adorned with various motifs. The chen beam, a prominent feature in the interior of the house, connects two gai main columns together. Chen, upper side curves in the middle. The art of carving the chen head often takes the form of a dragon variant's head or the imagery of a proper dragon's head. However, the size of the head and tail of chen is not as large as those found in royal palaces. In the space between chen and the roof ridge, there are components such as up kwa, chu doi, and kon tom. The kon tom element is carved using gently curved lines. When viewed from below, it does not create a sense of stiffness or heaviness on the roof of the house. The stacked roof, known as chongziem, consists of 2 layers of tiled roofs, with the space between them left empty or enclosed with panels and divided into decorative sections. This is called koziem. The rooftop is called ngop, being the highest point where the 2 roof slopes meet. Rooftop is supported by donzong. Under the eaves of the roof, there are decorative elements such as la sen, lotus fascia, la de, fig fascia. The ridge and edges of the roof, called ba ngop and ba guet, are embellished with decorative elements made of lime mortar. On the sides of the house, there are do hoi gables with triangular shapes. Situated between the 2 roofs is the va gua crab shell ceiling. The mang soi serves as water drainage, its exterior adorned with tiger visages, adding a distinctive touch to the overall space. The Zong houses in the central region are predominantly covered with liet tiles, which can be easily assembled and disassembled. Interior space of the Zong houses is typically divided into 3 sections. The central area is dedicated to spiritual worship. The eastern section is reserved for males, while the western one is designated for females. The architectural components are slender and accompanied by furniture. Wooden partitions are used between compartments, creating necessary spaces. Wooden doors have multiple panels and can be easily disassembled and reassembled. The lian ba is a perfect solution to address the limited vertical and horizontal space within Zong houses. Lian ba not only serves as a partition, but also enhances the aesthetics, visually enriching the space and conveying cultural messages related to the aspiration of homeowners for peace, abundance, and happiness. Lian ba are rows of compartments with carved frames and moldings. The inner part is often embellished with reliefs, engravings, or inlay works. Sometimes they are also fitted with lathed posts for decorative purposes. The zamtung and zamha components are spaces on the ceiling of the house, made of thick planks and laid parallel to the direction of the house's length. Zamtung is highly significant as it serves as a storage area for the homeowner's valuable possessions and reserves of food during the rainy season. The underside surface of zamtung is decorated with floral patterns. The letter fu or ta to demonstrate majesty in front of the ancestral altar. To preserve the traditional arts, architecture, culture, credit must be given to the efforts of skilled artisans who have preserved and passed down techniques of crafting joinery in wooden houses. They possess dexterous hands, artistic skills in intricate carving and decoration, combining the art of woodworking with architecture during the implementation and assembly process. Joinery is constructed based on the yin-yang elements. Mong Chen refers to the mortise and dowel joinery techniques. Mong Don Dai, Mong Sap, Mong Luan, and Mong Tat are used to ensure precise assembly and connection of structural elements of the Zan Cha, such as columns, rafters, and purlins in a house, contributing to the durability of the building over time. Due to various historical and natural factors, the people of Hui constructed their residences without an emphasis on height or grandeur. Their dwellings were modest in scale, elegant, and favored implicit language with an exploratory essence. Stemming from the traditional Vietnamese wooden houses, Hui's Zong houses possess distinctive characteristics. They are creative products that align with local realities and the development of history. With its tangible and intangible cultural heritage bearing the national soul and essence, Hui is a unique cultural phenomenon of Vietnam and of the world. The complex of Hui monuments, as well as its representative architectural structures and Zong house architecture, were recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage Site on December 11, 1993. The motherland is a peaceful harbor nurturing our souls. Cultivating love for our country by embracing the artistic essence, the culture and tradition passed down by our ancestors, and ensuring their continuation across generations is the driving force and responsibility of our youth. Let's cherish, preserve, and safeguard the cultural heritages of Vietnam, which have been deemed heritages of humanity, as recognized by UNESCO.
Trầm sâu trong tiếng đất trời, tôi nghe trong lời yêu nhau, tôi nghe trong lời tha thiết, phút hành quân mẹ tiến đưa con, giai điệu nhớ, giai điệu thương theo suốt con đường. Tôi yêu giai điệu tổ quốc tôi, buồn vui trong những câu kiều. Tôi yêu giai điệu tổ quốc tôi, hùng thiêng trong tiếng chiêng nổ. Tôi nghe trong đoàn quân đi, tôi nghe trong lời báo tố. 4.000 năm đất nước gian nan, giai điệu cháy trong tình thương nước vô vàn.